The sun rises over Medellin, casting long shadows over the city. The air is already thick with humidity, promising another scorching day in the heart of Colombia. But beneath the veneer of normalcy, a palpable tension lingers. This is Pablo Escobar's city, and fear is his currency. From the poorest barrios to the luxurious mansions clinging to the hillsides, his presence is inescapable. Escobar, the head of the infamous Medellin cartel, is a ghost, a whisper in the streets. He is both revered and feared, a Robin Hood figure who built schools and hospitals, yet didn't hesitate to order assassinations. He is a complex enigma, a man of immense wealth and power yet haunted by the violence he has unleashed. The scale of Escobar's empire is staggering. His reach extends far beyond these streets, his influence felt across continents. He controls the flow of cocaine into the United States, fueling an insatiable demand and amassing unimaginable wealth in the process. But the world is closing in. His enemies, both in Colombia and abroad, are circling, determined to bring him down. The city holds its breath. The reign of Pablo Escobar, the most powerful drug lord the world has ever seen, is nearing its end. How it will end, however, is a question that hangs heavy in the air. Will it be a whimper or a bang? Only time will tell. Pablo Escobar's story begins not in the opulent mansions and violent streets of his reign, but in the dusty, impoverished neighborhoods of Medellin. He was a child of ambition, born into a world where opportunities were scarce, and survival often meant skirting the law. He started small, dabbling in petty theft, selling contraband cigarettes and stealing tombstones to resell. He was hungry for more, driven by an insatiable desire for wealth and power. His ambition led him to the burgeoning cocaine trade in the 1970s. He saw an opportunity, a way to rise above the poverty that had always defined his life. He was ruthless and cunning, quickly establishing himself as a major player in the drug underworld. He used a combination of charisma and brutality, earning loyalty through generosity and instilling fear in those who dared cross him. Escobar didn't just want to participate in the cocaine trade, he wanted to dominate it. He forged alliances with other traffickers, forming the infamous Medellin cartel. Together, they controlled the production and distribution of cocaine from the coca fields of Colombia to the streets of Miami and beyond. With each successful shipment, Escobar's wealth and power grew. He transformed from a small-time crook into El Patron, a figure of almost mythical status. His story, however, was far from a rags-to-riches tale. It was a descent into a heart of darkness fueled by greed, violence, and the insatiable appetite for cocaine in the United States. Pablo Escobar's wealth was as legendary as his ruthlessness. Money, once a distant dream, flowed like water, a testament to the vastness of his cocaine empire. He built a world of extravagance and excess, a stark contrast to the poverty of his youth. His lavish estates, sprawling haciendas like Hacienda Nápoles, became symbols of his immense wealth and power. Hacienda Nápoles was more than just a home. It was a personal kingdom. Exotic animals roamed the grounds, a testament to his eccentricity and desire to possess anything and everything. He threw lavish parties, attracting celebrities, politicians, and the city's elite, all eager to bask in the presence of the cocaine king. His wealth was not just for show. Escobar understood the power of money, using it to buy loyalty and silence opposition. He bribed politicians, judges, and police officers, ensuring his operations ran smoothly. Those he couldn't bribe, he threatened, demonstrating that his wealth could buy not only luxury but also fear. Escobar's extravagance was a double-edged sword. It showcased his success, fueling his image as a powerful and untouchable figure. However, it also made him a target, attracting unwanted attention from authorities and rivals alike. His ostentatious displays of wealth would ultimately contribute to his downfall, as the world began to take notice of the kingpin who flaunted his ill-gotten gains. The patron of the poor Escobar's complex relationship with Medellin. While fear was the foundation of Pablo Escobar's empire, his relationship with the people of Medellin was more nuanced. He cultivated an image as a man of the people, a modern-day Robin Hood who had risen from poverty to become a symbol of hope for the marginalized and forgotten. He invested heavily in the barrios, building schools, hospitals, and soccer fields, earning him the loyalty and admiration of those who saw him as their savior. Escobar understood the power of perception. His philanthropy, while genuine in its impact, was also a calculated strategy. By presenting himself as a benefactor, he garnered support from the community, providing him with a level of protection and admiration that money alone couldn't buy. The people saw his generosity, his willingness to help those less fortunate, and they turned a blind eye to the brutality that funded his empire. His generosity extended beyond grand gestures. He was known to hand out cash to the poor, pay for funerals, and even provide housing for those who had lost their homes. These acts of kindness solidified his image as a protector, a benevolent figure who cared for his people. This complex relationship, however, was built on a foundation of blood and cocaine. Escobar's Robin Hood image was a carefully constructed facade, a way to mask the brutal reality of his reign. The schools and hospitals he built were funded by the drug trade, which brought violence and addiction to the same communities he claimed to champion. Blood on the coca leaves, the price of power in Escobar's world. Behind the opulent facade of Pablo Escobar's wealth and the carefully crafted image of a benefactor lay a brutal reality. Violence was the lifeblood of his empire, the tool he used to maintain power, eliminate rivals, and silence anyone who dared to stand in his way. He operated with a chilling ruthlessness, believing that anyone who wasn't with him was against him. Escobar's reign marked one of the bloodiest periods in Colombia's history. He waged war against the Colombian government, ordering bombings, assassinations, and kidnappings. The bombing of Avianca Flight 203 in 1989, which killed 110 people, served as a chilling reminder of his willingness to resort to terror to achieve his goals. He targeted politicians, judges, journalists, and anyone who he perceived as a threat to his empire. His cruelty knew no bounds. He created sicario culture, employing young men from the slums, offering them a path to wealth and power in exchange for their loyalty and willingness to kill on command. These young men, often teenagers, became instruments of his terror, carrying out his orders with chilling efficiency. The streets of Medellin ran red with blood, a testament to the human cost of Escobar's ambition. His reign was a stark reminder that the pursuit of power, fueled by greed and unchecked ambition, often comes at a terrible price.